I started to conduct sessions for people. He had told me, I'll speak through you. And many things started to happen. I started to do videos, I started to do meditation sessions, and things started to happen by my not trying to do anything. I do not put any effort in anything because He's made me come to a point where my thoughts and my words and my actions are synchronized at all times. And to see sadhana that I have done diligently, dedicatedly, relentlessly, without a break. This is who I am. I don't have to sit and say, I'm doing sadhana. Close my eyes, sadhana is happening. No. Sadhana starts with closing your eyes. But sadhana cannot be a part-time job. It cannot be morning 4 o'clock, time for sadhana, night 9 o'clock, time for sadhana. Then it is going to be only slowly, gradually. But if this can become a way of your life, and if you can discriminate, if you can start to put all your awareness in your thoughts, at the time when the thought hits you, any thought that hits you, that's the time you got to do something about it. Not when you've spoken something. So, even when something comes to you which does not agree with the larger consciousness principle, for the higher consciousness, just pause. Press the pause button on your thought and look at that thought, where it is stemming from. Is it coming from some insecurity? Is it coming from some need for finding recognition? Is it coming from some kind of an attachment of ours? Or sometimes we do things out of sheer habit because we are habituated. We just don't realize, but we do certain things. So this is where, if you start bringing the microscope of your awareness, what's a microscope? Where, if you put anything underneath it, it starts to magnify. It becomes larger. So sometimes, we just don't bother about our thoughts. I think, to my mind, that's all that you need to do, is to bother about your thoughts and put them under a microscope, magnify them, and find out from where is this coming. And if you can pick and pluck it, and it's like a gardener who, when he tends to the garden, takes out the weeds as soon as it sees them. Because if you leave those weeds inside, they'll soon spoil the whole garden. Right? So, we are all gardeners. We are gardeners of protecting the purity of our thoughts. And if you do not do this Shuddhi, if you do not make it pure, if you let these weeds come in, of course, it's going to come in the way of your sadhana. So the principle of Trikaran Shuddhi, I'll give you an example of something that happened. So, as I started to experience this extreme detachment from all forms, it became very intense. and I just could not attach myself to any form. And I knew my master, because the master is always all-knowing. The master actually understands what's going on inside each one of us. So one day I thought I must express it. So I messaged my master, and I have this ability to write. So I wrote a very beautiful blog, and I said that a small seed becomes a tree, and then the tree flowers, and then slowly the flower becomes into a raw fruit, and then one day the fruit ripens. And when the fruit ripens on the branch, then the fruit, on its own weight, it falls down from the tree. It lies next to the tree, besides the tree, but it is no longer attached to the tree. However, it has all the nutrition, all the elements of nurturing of the tree. So the mother tree has given this fruit everything. So therefore, this fruit, which is me, I am eternally grateful to you, O my Lord, for having nurtured me, for having made me become a ripened fruit. But I must express to you that I have fallen from the tree. But I am lying next to you. And I am okay now that this fruit will one day, soon enough, be picked up by somebody, and somebody will eat this fruit and will find some satisfaction. This fruit is ready to now give itself up because it has left the mother tree. And he wrote back to me and he said, but this fruit is special. It has a seed in it, and this seed is soon going to start growing into a tree, and this tree will grow very quickly into a forest, and it will give shade to thousands, was the response back from the master to me. And I felt so relieved, because sometimes you feel guilty that you've just gone so much away from name and form, and when everybody is in name and form, you're saying, am I doing something incorrect? Will I be judged? But the master said, I bless you, this is the highest sadhana, this is the path. And then you realize that you are speaking to only one consciousness. The dialogue is between the two aspects of that same one consciousness, which is the goal of our sadhana. So it's very important, brothers and sisters, that we must be very clear about why we are doing sadhana. What is it that we are seeking out of this sadhana? And once we have understood this with absolute clarity, please take time, because many times the starting point is a challenge. We're not really clear about it. We're trying to seek too many things. We're like those children who are running in all directions. One more story that comes to my mind. A beautiful master said this very simply. He says, the path of sadhana for many of us is like you plant a seed and you give manure and water to it, And the very next day, you go there and you take the seed out to see why the seed is not grown. So what does that mean? We do not have the patience. So on this path of following Trikaran Shuddhi, of thinking pure thoughts, aligning your speech to what you are thinking, and implementing those thoughts, it takes time. It does not happen overnight. It's not a button that, today, from today I've got the Guru Mantra, we're going to do Trikaran Shuddhi. Because remember, we have our innate tendencies, our samskaras, born out of many lifetimes. They come in the way. They stop us. And you sometimes wonder, why did I say what I said? I didn't mean that. Right? It happens with all of us. We're thinking of something else, but then we see somebody in front of us, and then we say, I don't know how this person is going to react if I say this. So in trying to be diplomatic, in trying to be nice, we end up saying something else. It happens with all of us. So every time that happened with me, I built a technique. I'm going to share one technique with you. That whenever this happened, whenever the break happened between my thoughts and words, I would come back and I would laugh at myself. So please develop this habit of laughing at yourself. You know what we do? We become critical of ourselves. We start beating ourselves down. And we say, oh, why did I do this? Right? Laugh. Enjoy. I fell to this again today. What a fool. I keep slipping. It's like a banana peel is in front of you and you have to naturally go and slip on it. So laugh at it. Enjoy it. Because something most beautiful and profound is beginning to shift inside of you. Unknowingly. The very fact that you are aware that you did this and you can laugh at it, I can tell you, it's already taken care of. Laugh. Enjoy. Divine is always in Ananda. Remember? The divine is not saying, oh, what did I do? What did I do? No. Start enjoying. This process of Trikaran Shuddhi has to be enjoyed. Otherwise, you will be like that impatient person who will take the seed out the next day and say, bye, no result is coming. This process has to become enjoyable. This process has to be like a game. It's slip, fall, pick up, slip, fall, pick up. Till you will realize your slipping is reducing in frequency. You will still slip, right? Because you're dealing with the backlog of God knows how many lifetimes. You don't know that. Yeah, backlog is huge. But it's okay. Be patient. Right? Shirdi Baba said, Shraddha and Saburi. Be patient, but don't lose your devotion. I did not lose devotion to my master's message. Thank God he gave me such a simple message. He understood, this guy will get this. And I did not read anything. I actually kept myself away from all books. And the best part was, he sends me to Gulbarga and he wants me to teach Upanishads and Vedas and Bhagavad Gita over there. And I realized, I said, oh Swami, You are such a playful Krishna. You are putting me in a situation to teach something that I've never read before in my life. But I said, I'm also you, right? So if you put me into this challenge, then let's deal with this because it's you who's at stake, not me. Because that I-ness is no longer there. And that is what made me leave everything. He said, come unattached, leave your home, leave your belongings, leave your attachments, and then come to me. I said, if I can leave all this and come, and I can stay in one room in a hostel or in the guest house, and if I can leave my food, my comforts, am I still holding on to this that I don't know this? I said, no. You're testing me, I am ready. Because remember, on this path, consciousness principle is simple. You learn something, you practice it, it will test you the next day. Understanding, practice, test. It is not, examination does not happen after 6 months or 1 year, final exams. Oh, let's cram up. No, consciousness doesn't operate like that. Consciousness is saying, oh, you think you've learned this? Next day, remember, the day you feel very happy, I have done this, be ready. It's going to instantly test you. This is how it operates. But when you have tested, you should be joyous. You should laugh when you don't pass that test. You get used to not passing. There's no problem. There's no heavy weight. You don't have to get 10 out of 10 score, 100% score, not relevant. It will come. Be patient. Start loving your failures. Start loving slipping and falling down. Start to laugh at it. But come back to it. Sadhana is not a part-time job. Sadhana is something that goes on till perpetuity. I do sadhana even in my dreams because it's so deeply ingrained in me now. Constantly. Because that's all that principle is moving inside of you. So when I write blogs, people tell me that when we read your blogs, we experience an energetic presence in that blogs. I conduct sessions every week. People on the other side experience a huge amount of energy. Even when I conduct meditation sessions, which I will give you a demonstration of that, they experience something happening inside. And I used to wonder, how can I have written something and I have sent it through WhatsApp? How is it that people are saying they're experiencing something by receiving that? There's some energy in it. I learned that the reason this happens is because when I am writing, because my thoughts, my words and my actions are aligned, I'm sending an energetic pack into the consciousness. Because this is the principle of creation. This is what has created everything around us. Thought is the source. If you add energy to a thought, what is it called? Can anybody tell me? Thought plus energy is equal to? Action. What's the word for that? Emotion. A better word for it? Somebody was singing. Joy. Is bhava. Right? Emotion, in a way, put in a better, English language does not have translation for our Sanskrit language. So bhava is the thought with the power of, energetic power of, that feeling is coming along with it. And that is what propels into this universal consciousness. And it creates something new. This is how consciousness works. So what you are thinking, if you have the power in your thinking, why do we feel when a master comes and sits in our midst and we close our eyes, the master says nothing, but we feel the energetic presence? Do we or don't we? Why? Because in the master, there is no disconnection between what the master is thinking, what the master is saying, and what the master is doing. We may see differently. We may judge our master. You may be judging me also. What the hell is he saying? Right? It's coming from where? It's not coming that I am not aligned. It is coming because you are still viewing me from your mind. How are you receiving me? Are you receiving me from the heart or are you receiving me from the mind? Mind will have its filters. Mind will look at it with its own precondition. Oh, this guy, he thinks he's too smart, right? Oh, this fellow pretends a lot. This is all our way of looking at it. When we are truly open in our hearts, then everything goes in. That's why Shuddhi. Everything comes back to Shuddhi, purity. It's our purity, but we blame people. We say, oh, this fellow is doing this. Whenever, one more principle I'm giving you. Whenever you get tempted to blame others, to judge others, and to say things about others, know that it is your problem. It's how you are watching it, how you are perceiving it, how you are receiving it is what is causing all this in you. All the suffering, all the pain, all the sadness is coming because of lack of Chitta Shuddhi. Because the consciousness principle is absolutely pure. So when the pure principle is received by the pure principle, then only purity perpetuates. So that's why if the receiver, you're receiving my speech through this mic. If this microphone has a little bit of dust in it, what you will receive will be scratchy sound, isn't it? Now you will say, Vikas sir does not know how to speak, yeah? Because I'm not able to hear properly. But actually there is a problem with the receiver. So this is how it happens. Whenever you get in your sadhana, whenever you get troubled with this thought that somebody did this to me and this is how people are, remember this thought has a seed inside of you, and it has nothing to do with the person outside, because remember this whole consciousness principle is the principle of reaction, reflection and result. Actually, to understand this life is very simple, and Baba inspired me. He gave me this understanding, took me through this process, beat the hell out of me, took away everything from me. Because on this path, no attachments possible. The minute you think you got something, he will take it away from you. The minute you think you have got something, he will take away from you. It's beautiful. The master is merciless. The consciousness, sometimes you think, does not have a sense of humor. Because it keeps doing things to you constantly. But if you understand that the master is trying to take you to a place where you will never be able to recognize yourself. He has so much more in store for you. He actually thinks of you far more highly than you think of your own self. Because he has seen the sculpture in you. He's seen the gold in you. And he's just refining you. And so therefore, in this path of sadhana, be patient. Don't give up, and be like a child. What happens to a child? I gave that example. When a child is playing, and normally when a child is playing and having a lot of fun, the child normally falls down. It gets hurt. If it sees somebody seeing, then it will start to cry. Right? But if nobody is there, it will just pick itself up and start to play again, and it's having fun. So please, if sadhana is going to be painful for you, if you think, oh, Swami has asked us to do this sadhana morning, evening, where will I get time? I'm a teacher. I have so much commitments. I have work commitments at home. I have teaching thing. Where will I get time for sadhana? No. If we think like that, then sadhana is not going to happen. Not in 10 lifetimes. If you understand the essence of sadhana and you know that every waking moment is an opportunity to be in that sadhana, then, and if it is going to be a joyful experience, if you have the ability to laugh, if you have the ability to receive what's coming to you, then this is a very beautiful journey. Because remember, this whole idea of this journey is Ananda. Sat, the existential truth that I am that divine consciousness. Chit, being aware of this consciousness at all times, brings joy. Brings that joy. You do not have to be joyful. You do not have to pretend to do anything. Many people ask me when I go for a walk, why do you keep smiling all the time? I said, okay, thank you for telling me that I'm smiling. Because I don't even know that I'm trying to smile. Because what is inside of you will come out. You cannot hide that. They say the face is the expression of the soul. This is what is the most beautiful painting that was created. Somebody said Mona Lisa, done by Leonardo da Vinci. Why was it beautiful? Because of that priceless smile, right? That's what lent. It was nothing else. So each one of us is a Mona Lisa. Can I have a smile from all of you? Yeah, see, the face looks so much better. Why is the idea of sadhana and spirituality, the end of which is joyous, should be painful? Don't understand it. Again, Manana, please think about these things. Please put your whole process under a microscope. Do Manana. And ask yourself, where am I going? I just couldn't follow, what everybody was doing. I'm sorry. I do what my consciousness tells me. I just live in this one awareness, one consciousness. I have no clue what I have been speaking because I didn't prepare a single thing. Right? Because I do not stand as that name that you introduced. I stand here as a manifestation of that one consciousness. I do not have to memorize anything. I do not have to remember anything. I do not have to prepare anything. That's how I've taught some of you with whom I have taken classes. I've never prepared because I got it when he said, you and I are one. And I just lived the last few years in this beautiful consciousness that everything is one. And that oneness has everything in it. So there's no need to struggle. There is no need to be serious. You need to be just ready to enjoy every moment that this consciousness is giving us. So with that, I think we're coming close to the time. It's till 9:30. Yeah, so what I want you to do, I promised you I'll give you an experience. You ready with that? Yeah? We should also experience something, no? So if you can all close your eyes, keep away your mobile phones, sit erect, put your devices to the side, put your books to the side. So if you can close your eyes, bring your attention to your third eye and just focus. And let this power of sadhana, this power of Trikaran Shuddhi, the power of one consciousness, this love, let this love be received by all of you. This love that has been waiting to express itself, this union with the divine consciousness, which is our true nature, our true beingness. Let this power of love spread all over us. Let every cell of our body experience this divine love, which is the truth of our being. Let our own love express itself and let us experience our beingness as that pure love. This is the love which is the goal of our sadhana, the purest form of consciousness principle which we have read in the Upanishads and the Vedas, which Krishna talks about in Bhagavad Gita. Experience that one consciousness principle, that one family, one world, which comes together in love. Because all of us have this love in us. All of us are the embodiments of this love. And that is why we are a part of one family, one world. This love, this pure love. May all the hearts receive it. May we honor it. May we recognize it. And may we all become one with this love. For this is why we are here. For this is why the avatar took a form. And that is what the avatar is now doing. We are in the process of divinization of man. When man becomes God. And that's the experience which is the goal of our sadhana. May you receive this joy. May you live in this love. And may you know that this path of sadhana is a joyous path. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Samasta loka sukhino